Live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL Skincare Solutions, using holistic and non-toxic ingredients, we'll get to know Profusion Skincare, woman-owned and based in the QC.
And we're working on our manners. We will learn more about a children's etiquette class where kids can learn valuable life skills while having fun.
Plus, fashion-forward wedding dresses from pearls and lace to prints. See the latest styles from Hope's Bridal. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Morgan Otier.
And I'm Kyle Keel. Our first guests today come from a fun local boutique geared toward the ladies.
That's right. Now, whether you are refreshing your everyday look or searching for that show-stopping outfit for a big event, Cherry Lane Boutique has got you covered. Joining us now, our mother-daughter duo, Madison and Michelle Meggers. Ladies, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Madison, I mean, this all really actually starts with you. So I want you to give us a little bit of background on how Cherry Lane Boutique, how this came to you, how it got started.
Yeah, so when COVID happened, that kind of affected my college
That's how you know it's
choice.
going to be a good story when it starts with COVID.
Yeah, so college that kind of changed my course. It kind of made it online hard to do. So I moved back home and I found another local boutique that was hiring, so I started out working there. It was 838 Boutique under Sherry Beyer at the time, and so she kind of helped me get the boutique going. I started out with just one small rack and then just kind of worked my way up to one space. So that's when she came and joined me when I
was going to say, you guys opened a storefront, I believe in 2024 is when you officially opened your storefront.
October.
So, Mom, why did you decide, like, I want to get in on this, like, this would be a really great thing to do with Madison?
Well, I was kind of helping her already, and then I kind of fell in love with doing it. It was a lot of fun, especially going to market. That was a ton of fun. And I left my job, and I love this even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say going to market, so that is something I just want you to explain really quick, because I find that really the coolest thing about having a local boutique or shop. So this is an opportunity, Madison, where you guys get to pick out everything that makes you you.
Yeah, and it's usually like we'd have to order online typically, so being able to actually go and feel the clothing and see it in person, it obviously is a lot better, and see the quality and stuff, and we get to travel to it. So like this last January we went to Dallas, so that was really fun. Yeah, and then if we want to go to like a short day trip, we just take the train up to Chicago for the day and do that too. So yeah, it's really fun.
And I feel like this is a unique story where, you know, Michelle, it's your daughter who started this up, and then you tagged along with it. So what's it been like to see this go from 1 to 2 racks to a full storefront now?
Well, I'm super proud of her.
Yeah.
And it's just been a lot of fun to do together. And like, so the neat thing is that she picks out stuff that's more her age, and so we get a variety, and then stuff my age.
Get a nice mixture,
yeah. So it's just been kind of fun to figure it all out together, because it was new to me. So I kind of learned it as we went along.
Yeah, and Madison, talk a little bit more, because we have some models with us today, which we will bring out in just a minute, because I really feel like it's a good opportunity for you guys to talk about how you really have a range of stuff for everyone. But you brought some items with you here today. So talk a little bit about what these items are. We can find these in the boutique.
Yeah, so besides clothes, we carry a lot of fun accessories. So we carry the Capri Blue line. So they
love it.
Yes, their most popular scent that everyone knows is the Volcano. And so it'd be this one here.
We've smell tested and they smell wonderful.
So also with Volcano, they come with like a billion different stuff. So we have a cleanser.
Product,
yeah, we have room spray, we have multi-surface wipes, like anything you could think of.
I didn't know that you could like have like your whole house smell like this. I thought you could just get the candle. So that's awesome. All I do is hear from people about these candles.
Yeah, so then besides the Volcano, they do have other scents as well. So like they have a spring line going right now.
Gosh,
so
even you opening that, you can just get the whiff of it. It's great. Now you get the whole house smelling like your favorite scent.
So my favorite one right now, the spring scent, is this Coconut Santal. That one's my favorite. That one smells
Kyle and I already pre-smelled all this stuff.
Yeah. And then we also have peepers, so reader glasses if any gals are looking for new fun readers.
Yeah.
Come in all those fun colors and designs and stuff. And then just little stuff like makeup wipes or makeup removers. Yeah, just with water. You just take water and just
really?
Yeah.
Takes off waterproof mascara.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's like a
and you just throw it in the washer. wash it.
I feel like I always say this, but this is like a boutique like this is a really great opportunity for you to get like unique things that you can pick out. Like we've got Easter coming up, right?
Yeah.
If you're like, you know, my daughter is 6 right now, so actually this would be perfect for her. Believe it or not, actually she loves makeup. But no, it's a really great opportunity to find those really cool, unique things, like to put in an Easter basket. I don't care if your daughter is 6 or 16, you know, you're still doing it.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
And gentlemen, your wife, girlfriend, we've got.
We love these candles.
Mother's Day, birthdays.
Yes.
I mean, you can get anything for your significant other as well, or that special someone in your life.
Yeah. So Michelle, I wanted to ask you, you kind of touched on this already. As we bring on our models, you're kind of on a mission to make shopping a really great experience for everyone. So talk a little bit about that aspect of it.
Just basically, I'd say anyone from junior high on up.
Yeah. They'll find
could
something.
find something there. I mean, we have a huge variety, and I had some really cute little ladies in their early 70s come in on Friday, and they were going nuts. They found all kinds of stuff. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Well, let's bring out Maria right now, who looks amazing.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I love everything she has on. So describe what she's wearing for us.
So she has on her this denim jumpsuit that we
So
found.
cute.
Yeah, it is so cute. I love the like distressing around the sleeves. We paired it with a cute striped tank underneath because there is that gapping.
That's a good way of doing it, though. Yeah.
And then just kind of accessorize it with some bracelets, some necklaces, make it all cute.
Oh my gosh. So the jewelry, is any of that from your boutique?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, so this is all for the boutique.
Oh my
so
gosh.
So it's a little bit of the bracelet she's wearing along with the necklaces. Yep.
That is beautiful.
All right, awesome.
Really cool. Yeah, and this is also, like you explained, there's something for everyone, but this is also something that any age would like. You know what I mean? It's not like you're looking at it and going like, clearly this is an outfit for someone in their 20s, or clearly this is an outfit for somebody.
Right.
It really is like classy and like really modern and really works for any age. So that looks awesome. Yeah. Very, very cool. So this is something that we can find in the shop right now. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Maria.
thank you.
Let's bring out Allison, who has a completely different look on today, but equally as cute.
Stunning, yeah.
Yeah, what do we have her wearing?
Yes, our crochet knit dress. We actually picked this out in Dallas at Market, so we were able to
okay.
see it in
Cool.
person.
Yeah.
Thought it was so cute. It's such a fun like vacation dress. That's kind of
Yes.
when we were picking out in Dallas, we thought it'd be fun for spring break stuff
Yeah.
like that. So.
I feel like the crochet is really like in right now.
I think so too.
We're throwing it back, right? in the best
Yes,
way
we are.
possible. Yeah, that's really cool. And it kind of goes to show too, you can get something for any type of occasion, which you guys
Right.
mentioned.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. So do you have any jewelry on from you know how I
Yeah.
love the jewelry?
Yep, she got the bracelets going, and she has a nice little dainty necklace that's from Cherry Lane as well.
very
And
nice.
I think it's so pretty. I love
Yeah,
that
it
necklace.
absolutely is. It's absolutely, it kind of shows you guys two different options, right? You have like
Yeah.
the more like loud jewelry, or you have that really dainty,
Yes.
pretty jewelry. Yeah, I love that. Very cool. Before we wrap up, Madison, I have to ask, like, when you think about yourself back in 2022 until now, did you ever think, you know, that Cherry Lane would be what it is?
I did not. I had no idea what I was going to be doing. I mean, you know, the one plans I had were canceled. That didn't
Sure.
work out, so I
Right.
moved home kind of like, okay, what's next? And yeah, I didn't think starting working at another boutique that I would eventually make my own.
Well,
But
it's very cool.
Well, here we go. Well, if you want to check out Cherry Lane, the boutique is located at 3447 Devils Glen Road in Bettendorf. The shop is open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To shop online, you can visit cherrylanebtq.com. Also, be sure to follow the business on their Facebook for updates on promotions and events. And of course, we'll have all this information on our website as well, kwqc.com. Michelle and Madison,
Yes.
Maria, and
Allison.
And Allison, there we go.
You
Thank
had
you
it,
all
though.
so much.
Yeah, thank you all so much, and
for joining us.
congratulations.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Coming up on Quad Cities Live, a look at the latest trends in wedding dresses. Brides-to-be, you don't want to miss this opportunity to see what's new when it comes to the dress of your dreams.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
If you are planning a walk down the aisle this year, your dream dress might be closer than you think. From timeless elegance to modern flair, the latest bridal trends are turning heads. And lucky for us, Hope's Bridal is here to help you say yes to the perfect dress. Joining us from Hope's Bridal is Diane Niebuhr. Diane, welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. And I shouldn't say welcome back. I know you've been on PSL a number of times. So I have seen you on this set a number of times, and we really appreciate you being here today. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So the first trend that we're taking a look at today is one with a drop waist, or also called a basque waist.
Correct.
Am I
It is.
pronouncing that correctly?
You are. It is basque.
Okay, so kind of we're going to welcome Emily, who's going to model this style for us, but kind of explain for us what all of this means.
Okay. Well, basque waistline is
Pretty.
a redo of things that have been in my industry probably 30 years
What?
ago. So I'll point. Basque is this V.
The drop, yes.
It is, and it's really making a strong comeback just the last 6 to 12 months. It's very flattering. It's elongating and ultra feminine.
It really, really is. And what is that about trends? Like, they always kind of make their way back around, but with like a little bit of like a twist or a modernization.
A new twist. So if you notice with this basque waistline, see the built-in corseting?
Yes.
You see the corseting on the outside of the gowns.
I love
and that's
that.
been here for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
But now it's got the retro from the 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
or almost old Elizabethan with the basque waistline and the full skirts.
This is beautiful. And who is the designer that does this dress?
Well, this one's by Essence.
Okay.
Which they're very, very well known in the
Okay.
industry right now.
Okay, I love this because there's a lot of detail on here. There's not only the embellishments, but there's like this lace underlay.
You're right,
You know?
three-dimensional.
Can you tell I love wedding dresses? I'm just in
well,
my element.
This is good because it's kind of my love
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
kind of yours, yeah.
We're in the 40th year of
Maybe
doing
you
this,
more than
my
me.
husband and I know.
Yeah.
But 2 to 3 layers, and there's dimension to the gowns.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way through onto the train. You see the lace peeking.
Oh, yeah.
Without a lot of extra work on the train. Yes, Emily's
Oh,
turning
that's
and you can
pretty.
see.
Thank you.
And the basque waistline is carried through into the back. Not always, but in this particular case.
Oh yeah, I really love that, Emily. That's beautiful. Thank you. And I wanted to ask you, you know, is that with the basque and the drop waist, so there are options too. So like that one kind of went like this.
Yes.
But there's ones that just go straight across.
There is the dropped waistline that's elongated.
Okay.
You're are also accurate on that.
Yeah,
But there's
okay.
also a rounded basque waistline that's coming back in. That's
Okay.
a little softer. And yeah.
I feel like that could be really flattering.
It
on
sure
people.
can
Yeah,
be.
that'd be really cool.
It
Okay,
can
so
be.
up next, we're going to be talking about another trend, and this one is about detailing, specifically pearl detailing. So we want to welcome Sloan up here, who has a gorgeous dress on right now, and actually really cute shoes.
Yes.
I mean, I hope we're going to be able to check those out at some point. So yeah, talk about what Sloan's wearing.
Okay. So pearls was our focus on this trend. And Sloan, thank you for being here with us to
Yes,
wear
you
this.
look great.
You can see a lot of pearl detail sort of peeking.
Yeah.
Is the first spot. So there's heavily pearled but sheared waistline. Then we carry the pearls through onto a sleeve, which actually can be detached. We are not going to try that on the show.
No, I know how that goes.
And then if Sloan can do a quarter turn, we accentuated
Oh
with
my
a
gosh.
veil that is just sprinkled with pearls throughout.
That is so pretty, and this is something that
Yes.
we can find at Hope's.
Yes.
Different veils.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Oh, wow.
And notice the circle back, Morgan. From years ago, pearls were considered the classic.
Yeah.
And pearls now, again, are subtle but timeless.
No,
and
they
they're working
are.
their way onto gowns and onto veils.
Yeah, they're really pretty, and kind of like paired with it is like you just have that little bit of embellishment where the dress is still like it doesn't take away from anything. Like you know,
Yes.
it's still really like a beautiful flowy dress.
I agree. And this can go, for many of our brides, it could be a destination gown. It could go up the aisle of a church.
You're right.
And it could be actually going up a mountain, because we have brides doing that too.
Oh
with,
yeah.
You know, so it works
so
anywhere.
I think we're going to be able to check out the shoes. So this is our something blue, right?
There you go, Sloan. Yes.
Those are so cute, and I love that like girls do that. You know, women do that where they do their something blue with their shoes, and so those are really, really cute. We had to show those off.
Yes,
absolutely.
got to personalize your look.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for showing that off. Beautiful. And the jewelry embellishment, I mean, we can find that with different, like, if, you know, pearls aren't necessarily your thing, there are different ways that we're seeing a lot of that right now.
You're right. Right. There's crystals, there's rhinestones. The sequins have become more subtle. They're clear, they're tinier.
Yes.
But
I love that actually.
Yes.
I'm happy about that. That little that little update, you know.
Yes.
A little less
We have to
in your
change.
face. Yeah, we got to change a little
You're
bit.
right.
Okay, so we have Delaney next, who is showcasing our next trend, which I love. This is gowns with leg slits. So I love that because when we're talking about cute shoes, we want people to see them, and that is one way to do it. So tell us a little bit about what Delaney's wearing.
Well, we did pull out the feature here with the slit, and Delaney, of course, can show off those great legs.
Yeah.
We've got other features going on, another retro with the boning in the bodice. The squared neckline is sort of an updated, not a scoop. It's a little more.
I love that.
This day
It's like
and age.
more editorial.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. But that slit can be maneuvered. You can show a lot of leg, a little leg.
Yeah, because
and
the skirt part is really full.
Yes. Delaney, if you can pivot just a little, we talked about, look at the lace detailing that Cascades also put on that way to kind of elongate the bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, just carries through and sort of focuses, lets the slit show if
Yeah.
Delaney wants it to.
I love the embellishments on this. Like, is this called applique?
Yes,
Okay, look,
Morgan, you're doing
I'm
great.
learning. That's my favorite trend in general right now,
Okay.
even on like non-wedding dresses, like having that kind of like 3D element with
Yes.
it, and I'm loving it on wedding dresses. So she's got the floral. You also have the pearls going on.
I was going to say, you picked that up and you can see that. Again, subtle. There's not as much sequining on this kind of newer direction with our gowns.
Yeah.
But
and if you're
still.
not a jewelry person, which I'm not a huge, like I wear a little jewelry,
Yes.
but like when you have a dress like this, you can have like she's wearing this simple necklace, you know?
Absolutely, you can go very simple on this, and you could really glam it up. She
Yeah.
could do a 3 or 4 strand wrap of some pearl. You could do dynamic crystals. Again,
I love
change the
this.
gown to fit your venue and your day.
I love it. Are you comfy? Yeah. It's comfy as far as a wedding dress goes? Yeah. Very cool. Okay, well, Delaney, thank you so much. You look great. Hopes has a location in Davenport.
We do.
And in Atkins, correct?
Correct. So we are down in the Shaw Building on River Drive
Yep.
here in Davenport, and we're still in the Pink Barn up
Pass
on
it
Highway
on the
30.
way to work every single day. So you can definitely find Hopes and all these beautiful dresses. Again, a location in Davenport, open every day of the week except for Tuesdays. Wedding shopping, though, if you saw anything you like here today, it is by appointment only, so make sure you do that. To learn more or make that appointment online, just visit hopesbridal.com. And Diane, you and our lovely models will actually be back with us for the second half of the show today, and we're going to be talking about some more trends that are happening. So
We will be here, and thank
yes,
you.
so if you're excited about this segment like I am, don't go anywhere because they'll be back in just a little bit. All right, just ahead, holistic, non-toxic skincare. Meet the business owner who is on a mission to provide you with the best product possible that hydrates and nourishes your skin.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
When we think of solutions to our skincare needs, we oftentimes assume chemically based lotions, serums, and topical creams will provide the answers that we've been looking for. But our next guest prefers a more holistic approach. Joining us this afternoon is Lisa Burt, the owner of Profusion Skincare. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and for this entire setup. First of all, I have to say your packaging is beautiful. Like you've kind of thought of everything. So give us a little bit of background on your business. How did you get started in wanting to, produce and provide clean skincare products?
Sure. Well, it happened during COVID. You hear that a lot from people. It kind of changes lives. And I just decided that I wanted to do something different for starting with skincare. And so I tried a lot of different things when I was making some moisturizer, and nothing really did it for me. I was just, with everything. And so I went down the rabbit hole of looking into tallow before it was popular, actually. And it just seemed really like the right thing to use because it's closest to our skin's chemical composition. So I tried it and I loved it, and I saw big results on my complexion. And so I gave it to a couple friends of mine, and it's a lot of people's story where, you know, they say, oh my gosh,
I
you
need
have to
more.
sell this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up at the farmer's market. It'll be 2 years in July.
Wonderful.
And that's just kind of how I got started with it. And then
That's cool.
it just kind of went from there.
And yes, it has exploded, so to
Yeah.
speak, and even more good things to come, but we'll get to that in just a minute. First, so we've kind of heard that here and there now, tallow. Being used a lot in clean products, especially like creams and skincare and things like that. So kind of describe for people what that is and why it's so beneficial.
Sure. Well, tallow is rendered beef fat, and it comes from the organs of the cow, and it's got a lot of vitamins, A, D, E, and K. It's got a lot of different acids. It's anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antifungal. It's just a super product, and it's all natural.
It's natural. It's nothing about it is chemically
Yep.
based.
And it's been used forever.
Yes, absolutely. And you kind of have used a lot of your time in education as well. So I feel
Right.
like when people are kind of dipping their toe in the water of wanting to switch over to clean products, I mean, you have that knowledge now after doing this for several years that you can really explain those differences to people, and you know how important it is to get kind of those toxic products out of the home or off their skin or out of their bodies.
Right.
So, important to do that, I guess, to understand and educate. You've started venturing into cleaning products as well. So this
Yeah.
is really big for people, starting to use non-toxic cleaning products. So how is that going?
Well, I've just started, and there's a lot of people asking about it, and that's really why I started doing it. And I did some research and found that over the next 2 years, it's just the cleaning products market is just going to explode.
Yep.
Everybody's just looking for any way they can to, you know, get the toxins out of their environment and out of their bodies.
Yes, out of their homes, absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so we on the screen are looking at some of the items that you brought here today, specifically these cleaning products that you were just talking about, but you brought all kinds of things. What would you say are some of the most popular items that really, you know, fly off the shelves or off the internet, so to speak?
Sure. Well, my face cream is definitely the most popular item I've got. Excuse me, along with, so that's in front.
That's in front, the whipped face cream.
Right, and I've got unscented, and it does not smell like beef.
No.
Some people have asked, and it doesn't, especially if you get it from the organs of the kidneys. Really are really the best areas to get the fat from. I also, with my lavender face cream, I infuse organic lavender buds in the jojoba oil itself. So I try to be as pure as I can with the products.
Wow.
The magnesium sleep spray is huge. Magnesium is also a big trend, and I tout it as sleep spray because even though it's great for so many things, it's the thing that 80% of people are actually really deficient in magnesium.
Yeah.
Because of the soil and the food that we eat today. But sleep spray is really what people are looking for, especially women, because we struggle so much with sleeping issues.
Yeah, and
so those are a couple of them.
Directions, so it helps with sleep, mood, restless legs, muscle soreness, directions on how you apply it and everything right on the label.
Right.
Yeah, very cool. There's all kinds of products here today. Where can we find these, like if we wanted to pick them up in store?
Sure. So I am at Nest Modern Goods in LeClaire.
Ooh, nice.
I'm also at Zero Waste Reserve, a sustainable store that is out in the Betplex area or TBK area, and then down at Shameless Chocolate.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, and we recently had Zero Waste Reserve on the show, and she just talked all about having your products in store, and you know, and how excited she is about that, and the use of all of this. I feel like it's becoming more popular, absolutely. What advice do you have for people who want to make the switch to non-toxic products and holistic products, but they're just like, oh, this feels too big right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to totally rotate and switch out your life. What advice do you have?
Yeah, well, I think most people who want to do it have discovered that they just will do it a an item at a time.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the best thing to do, is just to take it slow, and when you're out of something, then, you know, look at purchasing
A clean product.
a clean product, right?
Absolutely. Well, very cool. For more information on products, or if you want to shop online, be sure to visit Lisa's website, profusionskincare.com. There's a button right at the top of the page that tells you to go shopping, and you've got everything on there. So, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.
Of course.
Coming up in our second half hour, don't forget to say please and thank you. We'll tell you about a children's etiquette class where kids are learning the do's and don'ts of good behavior with plenty of laughs along the way. And Hope's Bridal is back with another round of wedding dress trends to keep an eye on if you're planning a walk down the aisle.
And it's never too early to start thinking about the weekend. We'll let you know if you have to dodge any rain or have the heavy coat or maybe some shorts handy. We'll have the details in your first alert forecast coming up in the second half hour of Quad Cities Live.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, we've had a very nice end of the week. We've got quite a bit of sunshine out there, still a bit on the hazy side, and you can certainly notice that on many of our Everywhere camera networks. Just a few clouds there in Burlington, a little bit more cloud cover in Washington, but otherwise we do have that sunshine. But again, just a little bit hazy out there, not stopping those temperatures from warming up though. 78 degrees at the Quad Cities International Airport in Moline, and it's a comfortable 78 because notice that dew point, and it's at 53 degrees, relative humidity at 42%. We have a light northeast wind at 5 miles per hour. So overall, a very nice afternoon, and it'll shape up to be a really nice evening as well. Now, air quality here across eastern Iowa, western Illinois, we're in that yellow category, which is the moderate category. So that means those of you with respiratory issues, maybe a little sensitive to the air pollutants, you may want to limit your time outside. But luckily, we've seen improvement in that air quality here over the last several hours, and that's going to continue to be in the moderate category here as we head through the weekend. So as far as any cloud cover goes, we have some of the fair weather clouds popping up, very evident here, especially east and west of the Quad Cities, but no rain falling from those clouds. There's an outside chance there might be a pop-up shower. I think that is less than a 10% chance. You can see some very active weather here off to our south, here in portions of Missouri, Illinois, the Ohio River Valley. That's where we do have a little severe weather, but here locally, no severe weather really expected, not only today, but through the weekend. However, a level 1 risk technically in place from areas like Savannah, Clinton, Quad Cities, Muscatine, Mount Pleasant, and points off to the southeast. There's just a small chance for 1 or 2 of these storms to maybe produce some hail or a brief gust of wind. So something we'll watch here heading into Sunday. But as far as the next 24 hours goes, not too bad. Lows near 60 degrees heading into tonight. We will have a little more cloud cover here heading into tomorrow, and then later in the day, we do have a chance for rain. So Exact Track shows, again, we will see a clear sky here later this evening with increasing clouds towards Saturday morning. Most of your morning is dry, but in the afternoon, especially south of I-80, that's where we will have the chance for some rain. Not too concerned about thunderstorms by any means, but certainly could be a bit of a damper for any outdoor activities here on Saturday. This system tracks off to the east, and then on Sunday could start with a little patchy fog. Maybe, again, a few showers, isolated showers or storms that pop up with our next system moving in the afternoon. Again, severe threat very low, not too concerned about that. And as far as rainfall goes, we'll see generally a 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but some locally higher amounts are possible, especially south of the Quad Cities. Quick check of the next 7 shows that temperatures will be on the rise heading into next week. We'll have mid to upper 70s Monday and Tuesday with mid 80s by Wednesday and Thursday.
Up next on QCL, making manners fun. We'll learn more about a children's etiquette class that teaches kids everything from place settings to thank you notes.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, Morgan, this is a big topic in my house these days. Manners. Manners matter, and believe it or not, learning them can actually be fun.
It can. Today, we are getting all the details on a one-of-a-kind children's etiquette class where kids are training screen time for table manners, thank you notes, and a whole lot of giggles as well. Yes. Joining us in the studio is Holly Bell from Max Models and Talent. Holly, welcome back.
Thank you.
We've got so much modeling going on in the studio today. And it reminds me, I mean, that's usually when we see Holly is when she brings her models on the show. But today we have a really cool topic. We're talking about an etiquette class for kids. Where did you get the idea to start something like this?
Well, actually, I knew you were going to ask me that question because...
And you're like, I don't know.
And no, really, I started with the modeling classes because in the beginning modeling classes, we have a lot of children and we have teens.
And I noticed that some of them felt really uncomfortable. They didn't know, how to greet me. They felt shy when they came in. They were lacking in confidence.
Yeah.
And so I kind of added a little bit of manners and some how to introduce yourself to people in my modeling classes. And then it got to be so that people will say, hey, why don't you just teach a class of this? So then I started doing it, and now I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And I mostly do it for groups. I do it for other country club groups and some Girl Scout troops.
Yeah.
And in church groups, and I really love it because the kids are so receptive.
Yeah.
I mean, and this goes beyond please and thank you.
Oh, look at them.
That's so cute.
And yeah, it goes beyond please, and the kids absolutely love it.
I bet.
And I mean, and their parents have been trying to drum this in their head for years, but sometimes it falls on deaf ears.
Yes.
Whereas in the class environment where all the kids are into it, they really do enjoy it. And we do a couple of crafts that are like we make a thank you note, and they usually, I say, make it to anybody you want.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the times they make it to their moms, and then sometimes like that one they make it to me, which always touches my heart.
Yeah, those are keepers for sure.
Yeah.
But when I really think about it, like I think about Darby, who you know, and who you've met before. But she's one of those kids where she's a sweet kid, but like if you say, if an adult says hi to Darby, even if it's like a teacher at school, hi Darby, and I'm walking with her, she'll just keep walking because and then I have to go, Darby, did you hear that? Somebody just said hi to you. And then she goes, hi. It's like just little things like that where it's like a confidence level where, it's like authority or something like that. It's a great idea.
It is a confidence level, and it does give them confidence.
Yeah.
And the first thing I teach them is how to shake hands, how to greet people, how to look them in the eye.
Eye contact, that's a big one.
And how to not look down when you talk, when you say your name. You're an important person, so you need to speak to the back of the room.
Yeah.
I have a little trouble over speaking to the back of the room. But I say, speak to the back of the room. You're an important person. You want this person to remember you. And so we go around, I make them all shake my hand and introduce themselves. And it's funny, after that, they feel a little better. They seem to be more confident.
Yeah.
And we just do so many things. And of course, we do the table manners thing.
Yeah.
Which is important. And and what's interesting is we kind of do a little question session of what's the first thing that you do when you sit down at a table. And some of the kids know right away, but others have no idea. Put the napkin in your lap, and when you're in a restaurant, do you do this? Do you not do this?
Yeah.
And so I even go so far as to being kind to your waiter.
Yes.
Sure, that's very important.
That's so important. Yeah.
Yeah, and kids don't think about that.
No.
And be kind to your service person, and if they make a mistake, everybody makes a mistake. You just have to be nice.
Teach them young.
Yeah.
Teach them young
them
to be.
young.
And of course, the golden rule: treat everybody like you want to be treated. And it's amazing how that connects with them.
Well, and you talked about doing little projects. Like the thank you note is adorable, which I love, and we've started doing that at home. So like when you have a teacher at the end of the year or something like that. But I love that idea. But you also teach them how to like set a table.
Yeah, setting a table, and then we even teach them how to fold a napkin in kind of a cool little elegant
that is so
way.
Cute.
Oh, there you go. You got it laid out for them right there.
This would make Darbs excited for dinner. Like, you know, if I could say, like, go set the table.
Something to go off of.
Go set the table and give them a napkin that they can fold, and then they feel like they did something important.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good inside, and again, it gives them confidence.
Oh, I love that.
And we were showing some photos earlier of some of the past classes, and you have them sitting at a table at a lunch setting so they can kind of put these things that they're learning to good use right then and there.
Yes, actually, we have discovered that putting a lot of tables together so that in one big room so that I can sit with them is the best formula because all the kids can talk.
Yeah.
And there it is there. And all the kids can talk and they can intermingle with each other. I know, they're so cute. And I start off the class with asking them what they want to be when they grow up. and I get some very strange answers.
Oh yeah, sure.
And some really great answers.
Yeah.
But then we talk about, you know, how you going to accomplish this? How are you going to be successful at this? How are you going to get work? How are you going to get into that school?
Yeah.
And it's because if it's a likability thing. You know, people will like you more if you have good manners.
Yeah.
So
putting it all in perspective for them.
Yes.
And it sounds like you're giving them that confidence that they need to do these kind of things and say that they can do it. They can
do it. And actually, when they leave the class, they usually come up to me and shake my hand again and say thank you. I mean, so, you know, I feel like they've really taken in what I've said.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Very gratifying.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, this
what
is
a great
awesome.
idea.
Well, if you want to sign your kid up for a modern manners etiquette class, you can call Max Models and Talent at 563-359-5005, or you can visit them online at maxmodels.org. That's Max with 2 X's. And of course, we'll have all this information up on our website, KWQC.com. Holly, thank you so much for sharing this with us today.
My pleasure.
This is great.
It's always fun.
What a great idea, absolutely. Well, coming up, from dreamy classics to fashion-forward showstoppers, we are unveiling the latest wedding gown trends with Hope's Bridal. That's next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
From aisle-worthy elegance to bold modern statements, current wedding dress trends are all about making your moment unforgettable. And today, we are getting an up-close look at some of those trends with local wedding gown boutique Hope's Bridal. Diane Niebuhr is the owner, and she is back with us this half hour. Diane, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. And you brought all of your lovely models with you as well. But we're going to start with actually some dresses on some mannequins that you brought. So earlier we talked about all kinds of embellishments and things like that. Also on trend right now are dresses with color.
Yes.
Which I love. I'm like, get a little color in there. So tell us about the gown that we're looking at right now.
Well, this has embroidery delicately done on tulle. So the embroidery can be done in 3 or 4 different shades that are ordered in, or different combinations, I should say. Carried through theme-wise, makes each bride, again, personal.
Yeah.
And the wedding that you want doesn't have to be just all white or all ivory.
No, it doesn't, and I think that this proves that. This is a beautiful gown as well, and it's even like all of this is like the embroidery.
Yes.
It's over top of like a very off-white.
It is. There's a blush tone underneath, champagnes.
Yeah.
Again, making another comeback, trending something again. How can I be different? How can I be the bride that is not just like everyone else?
Well, I like that too, but like there's like a lot of brides that are going, my only choices are white or ivory, and my skin tone doesn't make me feel the most beautiful.
Good point.
It's nice to see an option that will, you know, make you feel beautiful.
Good point. The other thing popping out of this is the greens that are coming in.
Yeah.
Green, we didn't talk about that as a trend ahead of time, but shades of green and greenery are definitely coming on strong.
Oh, good. I love that. And we have a beautiful lace gown right next to it, so that's what we're seeing on screen right now. Talk a little bit about this and what makes this maybe a little different from the lace that we were looking at, you know, 10 years ago.
This is what we would call a sheet lace, where the entire lace is just a beautiful embroidered and carried through pattern.
Yeah.
There's not applique work here. And it's a little cleaner look, a little more, boho is an overused term, but bohemian. You can, again, create your own flavor, your own trend with that very retro sheet lace.
I love that. And then we're looking at the sleeves there, but we saw it across the top of the gown as well. Kind of that edging, like that rough edging.
Yes.
I love that.
We call it eyelash lace, and some of my brides call that eyelash lace too, and they don't all love it, but it is very unique.
It's all personal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And that would be something that you would describe as a textured fabric?
We would.
Okay.
We would. And there's texture over color again there. You can do it solid.
Okay.
But you can see the lace when it's over a different color.
Okay, so we have another one of our beautiful models here.
Yes, we have Emily.
Emily is here. So this dress has got all the most wonderful things going on, and we're going to continue to talk about textured. So, you know, as we get a great shot, tell us a little bit about this gown and everything that we have here.
Well, if you can look at the detailing close, we have a little three-dimensional floral arrangement highlighted with the pearls. We spoke about pearls earlier, but a fitted silhouette a little bit of shearing at the top. So simple features,
Yes.
when all put together, don't overwhelm the bride,
Right.
but accentuate the bride.
Yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful silhouette, and yeah, there's like a little sequin in there, but you were talking about that earlier, that instead of having like that in-your-face sequin, they're kind of like the clear.
Yes.
So they still give that shine, but it's not like taking away from the bride.
100% good description,
Yeah.
Morgan. This sort of twinkles and sparkles a little bit, but it is not the overkill that you can get with
You absolutely
sunbathing.
can, and if you want that, more power to you. But I mean, this is just a really great option that we didn't necessarily have in the past. So, Emily, thank you so much. Really, really beautiful. Beautiful gown. And then we have, I believe, Sloan.
Yes.
Looking lovely again. And this is kind of like similar to the waist that you were talking about earlier.
You're
This is the basque.
doing great. You could be part of my
Are you
industry.
hiring? No.
This is a
Just kidding.
basque waistline, but we selected the gown for another trend, which is the beautiful embossed fabrication.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a stamped organza. And you, as Sloan holds it out, you can see that there's kind of a big, bold pattern, but it's still almost subtle because
is
it's
so subtle.
stamped in, not embroidered.
Yeah, you would actually have to walk up and take a look at it. You know, from afar, it's just like something's really cool and different about that.
Yes.
But no, that is really cool. So this would be another textured option, but in a very different way.
Yes, very, very well put. We've got the boning again, the basque waistline. This gown, though, is pleated, too, so it doesn't create a lot of hip motion that the
Okay.
other basque waistline did.
Okay, a lot of great features there. And next we have Delaney, our final model, is coming out. And this is very cool when we're talking textured. So what is this the jacquard? Or what
This is jacquard.
Okay.
You are right. So it's different than a stamped fabric because it's overall pattern carried through that is woven that way.
That is beautiful.
Yep.
And
the
that
other
reminds me
silhouette-
of the embroidery a little bit.
You know what? I think you're right, although it is, yes, different but similar.
I love that.
It's even hard to explain. So there's a little bit of sheen, and then the contrast with the embroidery is more matted. So it does give it that dimension.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's really neat and classy, and the silhouette is beautiful. So Delaney, thank you so much. You look lovely. We only have a 30 seconds left in the show today, but I want to also mention Hope's Bridal, which has a location in Davenport. They're also great to visit on Facebook because you host a lot of trunk shows. So definitely be up to date on Hope's social media. Diane, ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, of
we
course.
appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you so much for watching. Your local news at 4 is next.